Hi, everybody. Maria Romano from TLK, and we're also here live on Instagram too. How we doing out there, everybody in the virtual world? Are we getting used to being virtual, huh? I know, we probably have all been socially distanced for 75, 80, 90 days. And some of you are now trying to acclimate yourself and get back into the world again. And it could be a little frightening, especially if you're a little concerned about your health. And hey, I understand you should be concerned about your health because you know what? You're your most valuable asset. But as we all know that this too is going to pass and people are getting back into the world again and people are getting out there and dating. That's right, they're getting out into the real world. And tonight, I want to share some great nuggets with you about going on first dates, what to do, what to say. I just want to make sure we're still live here on Instagram, what to do and what to say. Because you know what? As we all know, if you've been out of the dating world for maybe quite a while, it takes a lot. You need to develop confidence. And maybe you haven't been in the dating world since this whole pandemic, and you've been staying at home, right? And you've been wearing your elastic pants. Maybe you're staying in your jammies a lot. But now we got to get up and go, right? We got to put on our big girl pants or our big boy pants and get back into the real world to meet people. And, I've had a few people ask me questions. I'm going to go through some questions during this live, broadcast as well. I did have some people write in about some questions about first dates. All right, so let's talk about maybe you met somebody online and you've been conversing for a while and you moved it from online to offline. You actually had a phone call. Woohoo! Isn't that great? Maybe you didn't feel confident enough to get out there and maybe, get on to live video chat like we're doing now. You wanted to leave the suspense, right? You let the suspense build up and you decided, okay, I'm ready to go out. I'm ready now to meet somebody. And that's great. So when you get ready to go out, first of all, make sure that both of you agree on a mutual place that's going to be safe for both of you, no matter male or female. And make sure it's a place maybe that you might be familiar with, because familiarity is going to make you feel more comfortable if you can do that. So that's the first thing. And always, when you leave the house, listen to me, if there's anything I can share with you, you need to make sure that you tell somebody where you're going and who you're meeting, and give them that person's number. Give them that information. I don't care if you're a little concerned, like, I don't want to tell anybody that I met someone online. Heck, the way of the world is online. The way of the world is virtual. It's okay. But it's important that you tell somebody where you're going. You need to have a buddy system. Male or female, you need to have a buddy system. So that's the first thing. And make sure you do that, and you set a place where you feel that it's going to be, great for both of you, whatever works for both of you. And you're getting ready to go and you're thinking, oh my God, I am so nervous. Because let's face it, we do get nervous. We're worried about, how do I look? Or I want to feel confident. And are they going to like me? Stop. Stop right there. Don't worry about that person liking you. You worry about you liking them. That's the first rule of thumb. That's right. Don't worry about that person liking you. Worry about that you like them, and don't worry about it. It's just more important that you like that person. And that's the first thing. Because I have many clients, and men and women, that say, I get nervous. It's almost like going on an interview. My palms get sweaty. I'm perspiring a lot. I feel like when I get there, if I'm wearing a long sleeve shirt, I'm going to have perspiration. Stop. Okay, stop. It's only a meet and greet or a first date. That's all it is. You need to have fun with this process. That's what's important. If you need a little extra, this is what I tell my clients. Take some lavender oil, okay? Or maybe that orange scent oil. I love orange or lavender. And just smell it, just a little small vial. Take it with you and just breathe. Just breathe in, hold your breath for just 3 or 4 seconds and let it go. And that's going to calm you down, and that's going to calm your whole sensory nervous system. And also when you're in the car, if you're driving there, do not put on loud music. Maybe you put some spa music on, something to get you a little relaxed. So those are the first things you need to do when you're getting out there into the dating world and you're getting ready to go on a first date. And when you get out there, just have fun. Remember, this is not a journalistic approach where you're on the firing squad, right? It's not a contest. It's a matter of going out there and meeting somebody and feeling comfortable, because that's what dating is all about, is feeling comfortable. Okay, so now you're getting ready for this first date, right? So depending upon where you're going, you need to dress. You can't go in your pajamas. What do? This is the first rule of thumb. This is what I always tell clients. Always dress a little upscale. Now, that doesn't mean if you're going to go to Starbucks that you're going to show up in a suit and tie, or gals, you're going to show up in a cocktail dress. But dress appropriately. Always dress up for the occasion. And it's been a while since some of us have put on real clothes, right? That waistband might be a little tight. But let's say, for example, you decided to meet at Starbucks or at a little coffee place. So what I recommend is for women to wear a pair of jeans, unless you're working, and a nice shirt, and maybe a pair of sandals, just looking relaxed. Maybe a pair of sunglasses. Maybe you want a little sweater to throw over your shoulders. But look well-groomed, and that looks like you're ready to walk in and just have coffee with a friend. Now, guys, listen carefully. Make sure when you get ready for that date, don't just toss on your sandals, throw on a pair of shorts and a t-shirt and head out the door. Okay, make sure if you're going to wear a t-shirt that it's not rumpled and that it's not pulled at the neckline. Make sure your feet look clean. That's right, there's nothing that turns off anybody that you meet that's not well groomed. Even though you're going for coffee, look at it as an interview. You want to be well groomed. And let me give you another tip, guys. Please put those white socks and throw them away. Okay, use them maybe for if you want to dust around the house. No white socks. That means no white socks with sandals, no socks with sandals, none. And if you're going to wear tennis shoes, go invest in decent socks, the ones that maybe come up to your ankles, or maybe a pair of loafers. Yes, guys, that's the look. Women are turned off when they see men with these white socks coming halfway up their calves, okay, or black socks, and they're wearing, especially, you're wearing shorts. It just doesn't look good. It's a big turnoff. It makes somebody think, are they really with it? So think about your grooming. Think about how you look. And if you have a beard, make sure you groom that beard. And pop a mint. Pop a mint in your mouth because you just don't know. You could have eaten something, or sometimes we get a little nervous. Our tongue gets a little dry, and it can cause a bit of an odor. So those are things you need to do. Dress up a bit for gals. Gals, if you want to wear something, maybe sleeveless, that's fine, but nothing low cut. You're sending a message out. When you go on a date where you really are ready to lure them and you think you're ready to have sex, that's the time you put the sexy stuff on. But you're going to meet somebody. And especially if you're going for coffee, less makeup. You don't need a whole lot of makeup. You don't want to look like you're ready to go out and have a romantic dinner at night. So tone down the makeup as well. And also the hair. Just make sure the hair is relaxed. It doesn't have to be coiffured and all teased and everything. You want to walk in, you want to look comfortable, you want to be confident. When you're walking in, whether you're going to meet somebody at a bar or whether you're going to meet somebody at a coffee shop, take a moment, walk in with your head up high, deep breath, pause, and look around the room. Smile. Don't walk in with your shoulders all slumped, looking down at your feet. And I know sometimes if you're walking from the sunlight into a room, your eyes do transition. I understand that. So maybe make sure your sunglasses are on. Take them off when you walk in so that your eyes easily transition so you can see. Okay, but walk in, shoulders back, head high, feel confident. You might be a bundle of nerves on the inside. Feel confident. Those are the things you need to do getting ready for a first date. And especially too, you might be a little nervous or unsure that who that person really is. You might have seen their picture, but sometimes we get nervous and we forget. Whoever gets to the location first should text and say, hey, I'm here sitting at a table and I'm wearing an orange shirt or a white t-shirt, blah, blah, blah. And you know what? Some of you guys and girls, don't ask that person if they can order something for you. And let me tell you why. I know you're thinking this is being cautious. You just don't know. You don't know if somebody's going to put something in your drink. So when somebody says, can I get you something? I just say, no, I really don't know. I'll text back. I really don't know what I want. I'll wait till I get there. Thank you so much for asking. So make sure you're doing that. And then when you get there, you might want to greet that person. You sit down and you start having a conversation and a dialogue. Just kind of relax and steer the conversation away from anything that is personal. It's just a meet and greet. That's all it is. Okay, you're just meeting somebody, you're having fun, and if you're going for coffee, no more than 25, 30 minutes. If you're going for a drink, maybe 45 or an hour. But pick a location again where you both feel comfortable and you're sure where that is, and make sure you park your car close to the location. Those are the things you need to do when getting ready for a first date. Now, I've had a couple of people, they sent me some emails. So let's go through some of these questions. Should you try to set a first date for day or night? Oh, Jade sent this in. All right, Jade, let me tell you something. It doesn't matter if you set it for daytime or nighttime. Whatever fits your schedule and the other person's schedule. You want to try to be accommodating both ways. Now, in Las Vegas, we're a 24-hour town, and even though gaming is now spooling up, some people get off late at night, some people get off early in the morning. So you kind of need to be mindful of that. But you shouldn't be setting up crazy hours. What I mean by crazy hours, you shouldn't meet somebody for a first meet and greet, or even a first date or second date at 11, 12 o'clock at night. You really need to be reasonable about that. And you need to get to know a person and really feel comfortable. You want to feel comfortable with them because you're trusting yourself with them. So I say, if you're going to have coffee, sometime, whatever time during the day, sounds great. In the evening, whatever reasonable time. I don't think meeting for a drink at 11 o'clock at night is appropriate, but maybe 8 o'clock at night is fine. And define that. You're going to have drinks or you're going to have dinner. And I still say stick with drinks because you want to get to know somebody. And even if you like them, the conversation's going great, you know what? Sometimes it's best to leave them wanting for more. So great question, Jade. Thanks for asking. Harriet says, what should I wear on a first date? Okay, so I covered some of what we shouldn't do and what we should do. So again, if you're going to a coffee shop, Harriet, you want to wear something casual, but you want to look good. You want to look like you're put together, but you don't want to have a lot of excessive makeup. You're not going to walk in with pumps, right? Unless you're getting off work. That's a different story. And the same thing for guys, the same thing. You want to make sure you're well groomed. If you're wearing sandals, both men and women, make sure your toes look good and your feet are clean. If you're going out in the evening, depending upon where you're meeting, most bars that you're meeting at, a restaurant, most people are going to, women, you're going to wear something, maybe a great pair of jeans. You might pair it with a great jacket and top, a little bit of jewelry. And you might want a little bit more makeup because of the different lighting. And men, don't wear what you're going to wear to the golf course, okay? Take time, take pride. You're telling that person, I took the time because I don't want to impress you. I have pride in myself. I take pride in everything I do. So wear something, a decent dress shirt. Make sure it looks good. Make sure you have a pair of pants on. If you're wearing shorts, that's fine. Again, nix the socks. Nix those white socks. You want to get ankle socks same color, or go invest in a pair of loafers. There's nothing better than a pair of loafers, guys. You can even get petties to put on to protect your toes if they feel like they're rubbing against the shoe. And you don't have to go to an expensive store. You can go to Target, you can find loafers. So good question, Harriet. Thank you. David says, how can I calm my nerves? All right, David, I did address that. This is what I tell you to do. Make sure if you're getting in the car and you're driving, you have soothing music on. Soothing music. Take nice deep breaths in and nice deep breaths out. That's right. And if you really need something else, take a little vial, not alcohol, or don't take a toad, okay? Just get a little vial of some sort of aroma that makes you relax. Like I said, I like lavender, I like orange. There's a multitude of different fabulous scents that you can get. So a little bit of aromatherapy will definitely calm your nerves, okay? Got that, David? Thank you. All right. Tony says, should I hug that person or shake their hand? Good call, Tony. Very good question. You're right. Especially nowadays, some of us are very unsure. Most people would meet somebody and give them a hug, and sometimes even a kiss on the cheek, especially if you had quite a bit of dialogue. Nowadays, I think you should just pause and say, can I shake your hand? Can I give you a hug? Give them that option. And if you don't feel comfortable, say, you know what, let me just do the elbow thing for now. How's that? Okay, so don't feel offended if somebody makes that choice. You want to respect their wishes until they get to know you. So thank you very much for asking that question, Tony. All right, so Craig says to me, he goes, Maria, how do I react if someone likes me and I'm not sure? All right, so you're in the middle of this date, right? You're getting maybe ready and the person says, you know, I really like you. I'd like to see you again. Tell them, you know what? I really enjoyed myself and I would like to just, sometimes when I meet somebody, I like to just kind of sit down and kind of let it sit with me. I really enjoyed speaking to you. I had a lot of fun. And I also want to check my schedule and let's see if we can connect again. Sometimes you have to go home and sleep on it. I've met many guys where I've gone out and I wasn't too sure, you know, and then you sleep on it and you feel like, you know, maybe I'll give that person a chance. But, you know, my rule of thumb is you need to go out at least for 3 dates with somebody. You really need to give them at least 3 dates because people are nervous. First dates sometimes, I mean, are not always the best dates. And you need to give somebody an opportunity. And now I know a lot of people say, oh my gosh, there are bad first dates. Remember, there are no bad first dates. There are only stories that you have, something to talk about. So, but give somebody at least 3 dates. And if somebody says to you that they would like to get to know you more, say, you know what, I think I would too. And let me take a look at my schedule and let's see if we can connect in a few days and make that work. So that's a great, great question, Craig. And let's see. All right. So Danny says, how do I respond if someone asks me a question about my past? No, that's a no-no on a first date. And you know what? You have every right to sit there and say, you know what? I really need to get to know you a little better just because before I start sharing some really personal parts of my life. I'm not saying that I won't share them with you, but I really feel that I have to earn your trust. The same way you need to earn my trust. So let's kind of put that aside and let's just talk about, so tell me, you know, you told me that you went on this great trip too. What made you really enjoy that trip? So sort of change the subject, say it very nicely. Don't say to that person, off limits, you shouldn't be saying that. No, don't call that person out. You're there to have fun. Sometimes people don't know and they'll say, gee, you know, how come somebody beautiful like you? You're still looking for somebody. What's wrong with you? Just kind of put that aside and laugh and just tell them as soon as you get to know them more, if it's something personal, maybe about your past relationship, you know, your husband, whatever it is, wife, just tell them you're just not ready to share that. And you have every right to do that. You do not have to go on a first date and just spill the beans. You got to get to know each other a little bit more. Oh, and let's see, Sam says, who should pay? So who should pay? That's a good question. Who should pay? What happened to my video here? It was here. Here we go. Who should pay? Well, you know what? Depending upon what generation you're from. Now, I come from the generation where I feel, chivalry is not dead and the man should pay. That's my feeling. However, if you talk to people younger, some people feel the woman should pay. And I say, you know what? It really doesn't matter. But if you want to score with somebody and you really like somebody, you want to pick up the check if you're a guy. Okay? And that's why when you make a first date, you want to go someplace, maybe you're limited on funds. There's nothing wrong with that, especially nowadays. A lot of us are, strapped for funds. And just to get out there dating again costs a little bit of money. Just to be on dating apps or just to go out and hang out and meet people. It takes time and it takes money. So there's nothing wrong with being a little cautious and just try to go to a place where you know that it's affordable. And sometimes if you feel, comfortable, say, why don't we just split it the first time and then we'll just go from there. And that there's nothing wrong with that. And I used to think that, oh, that was so terrible. And I would have clients that say the same thing. No, it's not. This is 2020. Times have changed. We've changed. Dating's changed. So there's nothing wrong with sometimes then changing the way we look at things, especially on who should pay on the first date. So everybody out there in Instagram, I hope I still have you on here. Let's take a look. I don't know. Let's take a look. Go back here. Okay, and then everybody out there on Facebook, I want to first send out all my love. I love each and every one of you. I'm having so much fun having these Monday night 25-minute chats. I'm hoping to bring some other people on soon. So we talked about first dates, getting ready for first dates. And the next thing we're going to talk about is what to do after the first date. So next week, we're going to go beyond what happens, who should text, how often should I text, how often should I call. So we're going to definitely conquer that next week. Until then, I want to tell everybody from Maria at TLK to all of you that I love you. Be safe, be healthy, take care of each other, because you know what? The world needs more peace and love, and it starts with you. Have a great evening, everybody. I love you all. Bye.